Hi everybody, my name is Petra McQueen and I am from the Writers Company, and today we're going to be discussing first person point of view. If you want an overview about point of view, please go onto our channel and click on the video there, and we also have points of view for third person, omniscient and objective, and we'll be adding other points of videos soon. So what is first person point of view? Well, that's what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be discussing what it is, how it can go wrong, and the advantages and disadvantages of first person point of view. So we're going to get on with it straight away. What is first person point of view? Well, this is pretty easy. It's when you use I. It's when the reader position is inside your main character. The main character and the narrator are the same person. So they're telling the story from inside the body of one character. So that's when you use I. So it seems pretty simple enough, but there are times when this can go wrong as the writer. And when it goes wrong, it's when the writer shows something that the character can't possibly know about. So, for example, if you wrote "My pupils dilated," it would be very unusual that you noticed if your own pupils dilated. So the main character, is seeing something that they couldn't possibly know about. And this is the same for the next example. The characters can't know about things that are happening behind them or in another country unless they've been given the information first. So the example I've chosen here, the house in the next street is on fire. Yes, they might have been told about it, but they don't automatically know. And also, if you head hop into somebody else's point of view, she thinks I'm an idiot. Yes, you could guess that that person thinks you're an idiot. Of course you can. But if the writer is going inside another character's head, then you've slipped point of view. And what you want to do in all of these points of view is stay right where you are. The reader position is steady so that the reader can trust you. So, what are the advantages of first person point of view? Well, the first off is it's really visceral. You can show what it is like to be that character. Now, if you want more information about show not tell, we do have a video on that as well. But basically, the character, we experience the world through our senses. And your main character, the I character, will show us what it's like to be that character, what the grass feels like under their bare feet, what it is like to have something terrible happen to them inside the body as well as outside the body. So it's a really strong, visceral, sensory way of writing. You can also experiment with voice. What does your character think like? How do they speak? We're going to do another video on voice, but you get the idea that you can have an unusual way of thinking, or you can really start to think about how do we experience the world? What happens in our brains, in our body? And the third thing is that the reader finds out things at the same time as the main character. So this allows a reader to experience the world as the main character is experiencing the world too. So this allows for the reader to feel the same shock as your main character, the same unraveling of events. Now that can be a real advantage, but of course it can also be a disadvantage. So the reader only knows what your character knows, but as the author, you might need to put in different information that your character doesn't know about. So how are you going to do that? It can also be quite claustrophobic to be in somebody else's head. So, how are you going to work that? Are you going to give the reader some breathing space? And that kind of leads to, it can be irritating as well to be in somebody else's head all the time, to experience somebody's life, especially if you don't enjoy how the reader doesn't enjoy how they are behaving. So some people absolutely hate Holden Caulfield, for example, from Catcher in the Rye. They find him really irritating. So there are some other things to consider when you are thinking about whether to use first person or not. So think about your preferred style. So writing in first person is kind of like acting. You become that person as the writer. You start to become them. You start to consider what they would do, how they would think. So are you a person who likes to act out things, or maybe you prefer to be an observer, a little bit different? And of course you can have that in first person, but I just want you to consider this. Can you and your reader be with this character 24/7? So it's not only your reader that might find it claustrophobic or maybe a little bit irritating, you might do too as the author. So do you, especially in long form fiction, do you want to be with it? But you can also have amazing fun with first person, and you can experiment with different styles. So there's such a thing as an unreliable narrator, when the reader knows more than the character just because the character doesn't see the world or doesn't pick up clues. So there are many examples with that. That you can have a look at there. So we will do a tutorial on unreliable narrators now, but for now, just to say, it can be really, really good fun. So experiment, have a good go at different styles of writing and see if that first person is for you. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'd be very, very grateful. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.